So recently, Dream released his latest Speedrunner vs. 5 Hunters video, and immediately a lot of people were critical, saying it was faked or staged or scripted. So I'm going to be quickly going through and taking a look at some of the suspicious parts. So the first thing a lot of people have pointed out as suspicious or fishy is this clip where Dream drops down into the ravine and crafts some logs. Make sure to pay attention to the logs in his hotbar.
So get blocked, get blocked.
He's down there. Just keep him in,
Come on.
Wait, guys, wait, he has a tree in the ravine. We gotta go now. Go. Go!
Because I go.
So a lot of people have been very suspicious about the way he's able to instantly craft the logs, thinking maybe he has a macro or some plugin on the server that'll instantly craft any logs into wood planks. But this is untrue and easy to disprove. Of course, this is just a simple cut in the recording. If we go frame by frame, you can clearly see how the camera jumps a little bit, and also how the position of the hunters suddenly changes in the top left there. You can see it's just a smooth cut in the video. Now I'm going to talk about the boat clutch clip. This is probably the most controversial, the most unlikely thing in a lot of people's minds, and for good reason. It's a incredible feat. I'll play the clip.
Try and make some armor.
Thank you.
I'm gonna get extra dirt in case you need to build up and help Sap now.
Oh my gosh.
Bye, Dream!
Wait, what?
Oh my gosh! What?
So a few things that people have mentioned about this clip. First of all, right at the beginning, Dream actually breaks the crafting table before placing it back down. Seems like sort of a misplay. He should have just crafted the boat first. But this could have been just, heat of the moment, his nerves. He wasn't thinking quite right. Secondly, a lot of people have mentioned, why is there just a random crafting table sitting there on top of the pillar? Seems too convenient. And yeah, it's super convenient, but it's possible that one of the hunters was towering and just ran out of blocks, so decided to start towering with crafting tables or something. Again, pretty unlikely, but it is possible. And this clip is very unlikely, but technically everything shown here could have happened in survival Minecraft without any scripting or without it being fake. It is all possible, however unlikely. To recap, at the end of the manhunt, the hunters used the dragon resummoning mechanic where you place 4 end crystals around the portal. This prevented Dream from killing the dragon and getting the achievement, and instead respawn the dragon at full health with all the crystals back in place. This did end up resulting in Dream's death before he was able to redefeat the dragon. But there's a problem. I'm going to say right now that this is not how the dragon resummoning works in vanilla Minecraft, and this behavior is only seen as a result of intentional tampering with the dragon fight and resummoning. There's a lot of different ways I could prove my claim, but I'm going to go with one of the simplest. In order to start the resummoning, you need to place 4 end crystals around the exit portal. Every time you place a crystal, the game makes a check to determine whether the formation is complete and the dragon resummoning can begin. The important thing to note here is that the game only makes the check to begin the resummoning when an end crystal is placed by a player. You can test this yourself in survival mode by placing down 3 of the end crystals around the portal and using a piston to push on the last one. You'll notice that this doesn't start the resummoning process, even though all the crystals are in place. However, if you place an end crystal yourself, even far away from the portal, the game makes the check and the summoning begins. If we go back and examine the manhunt footage frame by frame, for a second, near the very end, we get a glimpse of Sapnap placing down all the crystals. If we zoom in, despite the poor quality, we can tell that there's 4 crystals placed down. 2 on the right side, 1 is visible on the left, and 1 is very difficult to see directly behind Sapnap, but we know it's there because of the healing beam emanating from it up above. So, zooming out again, we see that Sapnap has placed all 4 crystals needed for the resummoning. Now at this point we know that the check to make the resummoning is made. But this resummoning doesn't start yet because, as you can see, the dragon is still alive and won't be killed for another few seconds. And yet, just a few seconds later, we can see that the second Dream kills the dragon, the resummoning starts, despite there being no check due to no one placing a crystal at that time. So something fishy is definitely going on here, and you might be wondering, well, how could this happen? Turns out we get some more information in the 5 Hunters reaction video that Dream posted to his second channel. It turns out that the Manhunt server runs off of a modified jar file. This is presumably to add the compass to help the hunters track Dream, as well as adding the save reload features for when they need to take a break in the middle of a recording. So at this point, it seems the only possible explanation is that there's some sort of bug with the additions that causes the respawn mechanics to change like this. The only question that remains now is this an accidental bug that somehow found its way into the changes, or was this something that was intentionally implemented by Dream and the Hunters in order to spice up the ending of the video a little bit? I can already tell there will be people who say, but obviously it couldn't have been intentionally implemented, because why would Dream add something that makes it harder for him to win the manhunt? And I think it's important to keep in mind that Dream has 2 objectives with these manhunts. Obviously, he wants to win the manhunt, and he wants to prove his skill, but also, and I think this one is far more important, he wants to create good and interesting content. It's not as interesting if he just wins all the time, and I can say for sure that the dragon resummoning was one of the most epic ways to finish out a manhunt. There's one more thing I'd like to bring up. If this was a bug, then the hunters would have no idea that resummoning the dragon would be helpful. Normally, you can't start the resummoning until the dragon's dead, meaning Dream would have already won. So, why did they go for this strange resummoning meme strategy when they could have used the crystals to heal the dragon, extend the fight, and possibly win? The only way that the hunter's behavior makes sense is if they knew that resummoning the dragon would prevent Dream from getting the achievement. So, before we wrap it up, I think there is one more thing I want to say. At this point, it's pretty clear to me, at least, that Dream, at the very least, modified the game in order to allow for that really exciting end fight and conclusion to the video. But what I do want to say about this is it in no way makes me respect him less. It was an absolutely entertaining video, and you have to remember that that's the purpose of these, is to be entertaining. I don't think Dream cheated or anything, and I think if modifying the game a little bit leads to a more entertaining video, then I think that's totally fine. It's not like he faked having skills that he doesn't have or pretended to be better than he is. The way he modified it actually made it worse for him. But it still made for interesting content, and at the end of the day, that's the goal with these videos. It's not about who wins and who loses. With that said, I think we're finished for today. If anyone has some more information or arguments that they'd like to share, please put them down in the comments. I'm happy to talk. And also, if you're interested, you can join my Discord, which is a great place to chat about all sorts of things Minecraft related. And if you did enjoy the video, please subscribe, as it really helps out the channel. I'm trying to get to 100 subscribers before school gets out this summer, so I would really appreciate it. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you next time.